It's back and bigger than ever. Art Basel is back for its 20th year, and I had the chance to get a preview and to talk to the head of one of the world's biggest contemporary art collections. The glitz and glamour of Art Basel is in full swing, and this year promises to be bigger and better than ever, bringing in close to 300 of the world's leading galleries, showing the works of more than 4,000 artists.
The thing about Art Basel Miami, having been here from the beginning, it has its own unique energy. I mean, it has the Art Basel brand and the quality, but there's nothing quite like this fair.
Mary Roselle heads UBS, one of the most significant art collections worldwide, with over 30,000 artworks by some of the most influential artists of our time. She's seen the incredible growth of Art Basel Miami from its beginnings. So how have you seen Art Basel Miami develop? How has it changed throughout the years?
Of course, the community around it has developed, and so it's grown up in tandem. You've definitely seen it mature. And the global interest has also become greater. At first, in the very beginning, it was more of a little local, but it didn't take long for the global community to get interested in this fair.
We are here in the heart and soul of Art Basel Miami. In its 20th anniversary, it's expected to be the biggest one yet here at the Miami Beach Convention Center. The economic implications of Art Basel are in the hundreds of millions, but the cultural implications are priceless, just like some of the pieces of art. Art Basel opened Miami to the art world 2 decades ago, and the Magic City's remarkable development of culture and arts over the last 20 years has led it to become an international contender in the art world. But even though the convention center is its centerpiece, the spirit of Art Basel extends to Miami, Wynwood, and other parts of the community. From the traditional contemporary art to new media art, Nancy Baker Cahill is one of the out-of-the-box artists who this year is introducing a human-machine collaboration.
Serve as a kind of springboard for us to have deeper conversations generally about human-machine collaboration and all of its potential for good.
Here at the Faena on Miami Beach, they have been supporting artists for 11 years. They have been giving artists a platform, pushing the boundaries of their artistic expression, like, for example, my friend Sophia. Hi, Sophia.
Hi, Jackie.
What a great example of the collaboration between art and machines.
I was happy to collaborate.
Nancy worked with Sophia the robot to create Stone Speaks, a new piece that viewers can witness at the water's edge of the Faena Hotel, a masterful piece of art transforming our changing planet in digital form.
This is an artwork called Stone Speaks, and it was commissioned by David Garcia, and it was his idea that we would collaborate artistically and create a bespoke piece in augmented reality, a monumental piece that would appear over the water, again, here in Miami. And the only real directive I got was that it be somehow concerned with climate and climate justice, which was not a problem since that's an ongoing concern of mine.
Art Basel bringing art and culture together, filling our hotels and restaurants, and creating a major economic impact while showcasing our beautiful area to the rest of the world. So, Mary, thank you so much for joining us here on NBC6 Impact. It's great to have you.
Thank you.
What a great time of year to be here for so many reasons. But we're here at the Miami Beach Convention Center celebrating art.
Yes.
Art Basel, and it's been 20 years. It's the 20th anniversary.
Amazing.
How would you describe Art Basel? Because you're an art connoisseur. I believe that one of the best that this world has to offer. So how would you describe Art Basel?
Of course, it's a bridge to Latin America, which brings its own flavor. But it has a certain spirit. Other fairs, they all have their different characters. But it's also amazing how long this fair has endured. How it's developed. It's been so fun to watch. And what's also unique about it is it has the strongest connection that I know of all fairs to the local community. And that has to do with many of the great collectors here who have been here from the very beginning and really investing themselves in the fair and the fair investing themselves in the community.
You said that you have visited the fair quite a bit, so from the beginning. So how have you seen Art Basel Miami develop? How has it changed throughout the years?
You've seen, well, of course, the community around it has developed, and so it's grown up in tandem. You've definitely seen it mature. And the global interest has also become greater. At first, in the very beginning, it was more of a little local, but it didn't take long for the global community to get interested in this fair. And then there are individual developments, like we're sitting here in the Meridian sector, which is fantastic large-scale art. That's only been around for a few years. So each year we see new developments, new partners coming in, and something's also falling away.
You're head of UBS Global. How did you get involved in the art world? Because you're an attorney by trade.
I'm an art lawyer by training, but the key there was always art, and the art story just kept going. And it's something, the thing about art is everything is in it, right? It's sociology, it's history, it's psychology, it's current events. So it never gets old. You're always developing, always learning. So I think to have the combination of art and law, because you certainly need law to be effective in the art world at a certain level, I think it's been very interesting and helpful.
This year, and especially after the pandemic, Art Basel Miami is expected to be bigger than ever.
Yeah.
So what are you expecting? What are your expectations for this year?
Mostly it's coming back, I think. I've just been observing and feeling it myself. Everyone is so happy to be back, to see each other, to connect. And what we have learned, and I think we knew this before, but it's all about seeing art in person, and it's about being together. That's what this fair is also about. It's about connecting with people. And I feel this great sense of joy here this year. People are appreciating it in a different way, because we know what it's like to be deprived of these connections and of seeing art in person.
This is the nerve center, really, of Art Basel Miami, the Miami Beach Convention Center. But the spirit of Basel really grows throughout the community, because it's not only here in the convention center. You have so many different fairs in Miami Beach, in Wynwood, and all different areas of Miami. How do you see that in terms of the bigger picture?
I think, it is amazing what goes on in this town, and I wish I could. I just said to someone I would love to be here, not during Miami, and be able to see, what's happening here. It is quite overwhelming, as you know. There's so much to see, but I really do try to make a point of touching on the different angles, going to the private collections, seeing the museums, stopping in a few galleries. It's very hard with the schedule, but all of it comes together and creates this incredible mosaic, right? As you said, spirit that is, unique and extraordinary here.
We know the economic impact, the implications of the economic impact for the community, but the cultural and the artistic implications are great as well. Can you tell us about that? For a community.
Yes, well, I also think there is, you see a sense of pride. I'm not from Miami, but when I talk to locals, I sense their pride. A lot of people have grown with this fair as well and seen their world expand. And I think the audience for art here has grown tremendously. But, I'm a big fan of culture and the importance of it. We know that art is always cut first in school budgets, for example. But that goes to, what does art bring to a community? What can we do with art to change people's lives? Because I do think art changes people's lives.
Do you also think that this can serve as an inspiration, as a motivation to the up-and-coming artists who come here and see what this is all about and what they can achieve?
Absolutely. Some artists shy away from fairs and the commercial nature, but it is so much about the fairs is not about buying, even though that's all the statistics focus on what has sold. It's about seeing and it's about discovery. And I do think artists here come and get inspired and also have hopes for their own future, and there's great programs here that support young artists as well, and that's what we try to do with our collecting, really looking to who are the next artists, how can we discover something new and interesting and fresh.
As an art collector, and UBS has an incredible art collection, you have to have an eye to know early on what is great and somebody that's talented. Is this something that you can learn, or does it come from within?
Absolutely. I think there are certain people who have a certain talent for it, but I think it's all about seeing. And all the great collectors, they get out and they see things themselves. And for me, I do think I have a good eye at this point because I've seen so much. You know, every vacation as a young person, my objective was always to go to museums. I've been looking for years. And so you're able to spot, that's a little redundant, I've seen that before. That's really interesting, but so-and-so does it better. And so it is an exercise, and you can train, and you start thinking about what makes this piece good and what makes it. You have to ask yourself these questions. Why am I interested in it? How is this work speaking to me? And is it the subject matter? Is it the composition? Is it the technique? And I think it's an important dialogue to have with yourself. And I always tell collectors, ask questions. Talk to those dealers. Don't shy away from asking about price, because price informs a lot. And I also say that you cannot be a good collector unless you understand the market that you're in. And that's why you have to ask the questions and educate yourself in both ways, because you don't want to overpay for an artwork like you don't want to overpay for anything that helps you know what you're doing and give you confidence.
We thank you so much for joining us, and good luck for this Art Basel Miami.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.